guys, welcome back to my channel, Shay Sunshine, and it's your girl Shay. I want to start off by wishing you all a happy new year. I hope 2021 is a prosperous year for you all. I'm claiming it, so I'm just gonna plan and goal set and try to execute those goals and trust God and trust this process this year. And I'm hoping the same for you all. I want to thank you all for subscribing, liking, comments, all that good stuff on my video. I do appreciate the feedback and the support. So today we're gonna be cooking this bod recipe. It's pistachio salmon. I like to give you kind of a little backstory about what leads me to cook a certain thing in this moment. So I went to a restaurant a couple weeks ago, and I had steak. Well, if you know me, then you know I'm pretty basic. As much as I love to cook and eat, I'm really basic with my food. I don't really like trying new things. So when I saw pistachio salmon, I'm like, nuts on your salmon? Where did they do that? But it's a thing, and it's a good thing. So my friend ordered it, and I got regular old steak. And when their food came, I was like, oh, that looks so good. Can I try? So I tried it, and my God, I was like, I have to figure out how to cook this because it was that good. And so I came home and tried to put recipes together. I made it before, and it turned out amazing. My brother and his friend came by, and so they're my taste testers. So they tasted it and they're like, oh my God, it was so good. Every time now I'm cooking, he's like, when are you gonna make the salmon? When are you gonna do this? When are you gonna do that? I wanna come for some. So I'm making it. Probably I'm gonna call him and have him come and get his share. But yeah, I'm excited to do this recipe because it's not your basic, salmon recipe. It's really good, and it's something that you'd have to spend a lot of money at a restaurant to get. So if you can make it in your own kitchen and do it yourself, why not? Right? That's my thing. I want restaurant quality food at not restaurant quality money. So I was like, this is a really good recipe, and I definitely want to share it with you guys so you can learn how to make this because it's one for the books. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into this pistachio salmon. Okay guys, so we're starting out with a salmon fillet. So with my salmon fillet, I'm just going to tell you what I did for preparation before I season it. So I just cut it was like this, and I just cut it in fours. So depending on the size of fillet that you get, then you'll just cut it into like a chunk or half, like pieces like these, okay? And so once I cut it, I squeezed some fresh lemon along with some kosher salt on it, and I put it to marinate in the fridge for about an hour. Okay, and then I'm gonna season it now. Okay, so these are the seasons that I use. I didn't use a lot of different seasons because I just wanted it to be seasoned lightly, but at the same time, for me, I wanted to have flavor. I always need flavor to mine, so I just use black pepper. Most of these are just all-purpose seasons and seasoned salt. So black pepper, this Maggi Cock season. These are my go-to for everything. Ginger, garlic, pimento, all-purpose, and another all-purpose, Ari all-purpose. So these are the seasons that I use, and then I just put them onto a plate and sprinkled it. Honestly, I used maybe 1/4 of a teaspoon for each, but I didn't really measure it. I just kind of sprinkled it on the plate and then mixed it. And I'm just going to use this to season the salmon and fry it. Okay, so I have my season mix mixed together, and now I'm going to season my salmon. So I'm just going to take a salmon in my hand like this. So as you can see, salmon seasoned, and I'm gonna fry it. Add the pots of oil getting hot on the stove. I'm using corn oil, but you can use any oil that you have. Also preheat your oven because this is gonna go in the oven to bake after I put my pistachio mix and everything, which I'm gonna show you guys how to do next. I usually just test my oil like that, sprinkle some hot water, and there you know, it's ready. So put my salmon in. And we're just gonna let that fry for a few minutes. Salmon does typically cook really quickly. Okay, so it's been cooking on one side for about 3 to 5 minutes now. So I'm gonna just flip it over and let this side cook. I like when the skin is really crispy. I'm gonna let this cook on this side for about 3 minutes or so, and then we'll take it out. Okay, so it's about 3 minutes or so. I'm gonna just flip them over and then take them out. Yes, nice. So here you have it, it's fried. And now I'm about to go put now I'm about to go show you guys how I make the pistachio mix that you use to coat the salmon. And then we bake it, and the salmon's all done. I'm not gonna leave you hanging. I'm gonna show you guys how I prepared this, because you know, I feel like I have to do a whole complete meal for you guys. But I'm gonna pair this with some sauteed pasta and green beans, and I'll show you guys how I do that too. Okay guys, so this is what I'm gonna be using to make my pistachio mix that's gonna coat my salmon. So I use these pistachios. I just shell them and literally use the rolling pin and mash them. Okay, and then this is how I got it. I put it in a Ziploc bag and use a rolling pin and just mash them out. Also, I'm going to be using some mustard, Dijon mustard, some melted honey, maybe about 2 teaspoons of honey, same for the mustard. Melted butter, about 1/3 cup of melted butter, and about 2.5 teaspoons of Parmesan cheese. Okay, and so we're gonna mix it into this. So we're gonna add butter first, okay? I have more pistachio if I wanted to cook it up, or if I just want to add more. And honestly, you're gonna be using the quantity of salmon that you're gonna be making. So if you're gonna make more salmon, then you can, I use probably like half of this bag, 454 grams. So I use half of that. But like I said, you can use less or more depending on how much salmon you're making. I'm gonna add my cheese, my honey. I'm just gonna add some more pistachio. The remainder of the butter. Oh my gosh. So in here I have a little bit of butter mixed with the Dijon mustard, and I'm just gonna base a layer over the salmon. Now I'm going to put my mix on my salmon. Actually, I should put it in the pot first. Actually, let me do that. Okay, so putting in our pistachio mix. Okay, so this is the pot that it'll be baking in, and I'm just gonna try to push it in. I'm telling you guys, if you guys try this recipe, you will love it. Like, this is like a restaurant quality gourmet cooking at its finest. It's so good. I can't wait to be done. I'm gonna have my salmon, a glass of wine, and just enjoy. You know what, actually, let me, because I don't know if I mentioned in my intro, I was saying when I made this the last time, my brother and his friend actually love this recipe, because I called him. Well, he happened to come by the day that I made it, so I was like, obviously it's my taste tester, so I was like, tell me how you guys like it. And they tried it and they loved it. So now, like, every couple times a week they're like, oh, when are you making that again? It was so good. And I'm like, yeah, I know. But I'm probably gonna have to save a piece for them. But my brother, somewhat of a vegan, one of those vegans that dabble in it here and there, but he was like looking for an alternative vegan recipe to this, and I came up with a really good one. I'm gonna show you guys on my next video, but I know it's gonna be the same kind of concept, but you know, just using something different. Yeah, so pretty much the same concept, but just using something different to supplement the salmon. So I'll do a video. I'm not no vegan though. I don't know when that will be a thing for me, but you know, every now and then you like to eat raw foods, and I know the benefits of eating healthy and stuff like that. I know it might not seem like I do when I fry stuff in oil, but I do. And for the most part, salmon's healthy and pistachio is healthy, and I use corn oil. So we up there. Okay, this is done. Looks so good. Oh, I based the pot with Pam just so it doesn't stick to it, or the pan with Pam. We're gonna put it into the oven that has been preheated for quite some time now. So let's put this in the oven. I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's done, and then I'm gonna jump in to show you how I saute my pasta that I'm gonna pair with this. Stay tuned. Okay guys, so I'm gonna show you how I make my sauteed pasta that I'm gonna be pairing with my salmon. So in here I just have some of the same oil that I use for the salmon. Well, this is the pasta that I use, this one. I already pre-cooked it in olive oil and salt, and then I'm just gonna saute it now. Like I said, I'm using the oil that I use from the salmon, and this is just some corn oil, but you can use whatever oil you have. In here I have some garlic and ginger. I'm gonna start by adding in this, incorporating. So I add this. I love the smell of ginger and garlic when it first goes into the pot. It's like so good. So to this I'm gonna incorporate some onions, yellow onions, white onions, green onions, thyme, and some pimento seed. I saute my pasta like this because it really adds flavor to the pasta. It's not your regular just plain raw pasta and you throw it in. Okay, so to this I'm gonna add some seasons. This is just the same season that I used for the salmon. I had some leftovers, so I'm just gonna sprinkle it on here. For this portion, if you don't have any leftover, then you can just take out your favorite seasoned salt or all-purpose season and then add it in. I'm gonna continue stirring it so it doesn't burn. So now that it's pretty much soft, I'm gonna add some water just to cook it down a little bit more. I'm gonna let it wait a little bit till it starts to bubble, and then just kind of add spices so I can build that taste or that saute that I want my pasta to be in. Okay guys, so the saute that I'm going to be putting my pasta in is ready, and I'm just gonna put it in now. The water that I put in it is pretty much dried out, and so I'm gonna add the pasta. You see how that saute is mixing nicely with the pasta? It's gonna give the pasta a really great taste. And so now we're gonna add some seasons to this. So this is just all-purpose. We're gonna add some garlic and herb spice to this as well. And a Cox seasoned all-purpose spice to this. Then we're gonna add some extra virgin olive oil. And one of our last ingredients is gonna be this fresh chopped parsley. Okay. And so I'm gonna add tomatoes, just some grape tomatoes. That's optional. You don't have to add tomatoes. If you're adding tomatoes, you're gonna like add it now when you're getting ready to serve, because then with the heat and everything, it becomes soggy really quick. So I'm not gonna add it until like I'm ready to serve. So I'm gonna serve it. I'm gonna plate it, put the tomatoes in, plate it, and then show you guys what it looks like. I have some green beans, I'm gonna add that, and my dinner, this sauteed pasta with pistachios is done. And oh my gosh, I'm so hungry, I can't wait to eat. Okay guys, so like I told you, I added tomatoes. It's optional. It'll taste good without it, but I just wanted some grape tomatoes just to add texture and color. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me zoom in so you can see the beauty of this. It's so good. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, my pistachio salmon and sauteed pasta with green beans. If you did, go ahead, give this video a like, thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Go ahead and follow me on Instagram, Shay_sunshine1. Yeah, bye. Have a good week.